Hello and welcome to my May 2013 pickups video. I'm actually going to start off with a downloadable title for the Xbox 360, and that game is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. It's an absolutely fantastic game. If you love Far Cry 3 in particular, and love a game that doesn't take itself very seriously, there's a lot of 80s references. There's a rather cool neon sort of colour palette to the game, which is really stylish, and yeah, it's just a really fun game. It's like, if you want more Far Cry 3 but with a little bit of a twist, then this is definitely one that you should pick up. Next up, I'm going to start with some PS1 games, which is a bit of a rarity because I don't find too many around these days. I'm going to start off with Grand Theft Auto London. This is the special edition. It's like the first time you could play it standalone, because I think initially you had to get like an additional disc for GTA London to actually play it from like GTA 2, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, now I with the exception of Chinatown Wars, which I don't really regard that as a GTA game anyway, or GTA 4, and GTA 4 I should say, which I have actually played, and yeah, it was okay, and but I like the DLCs a lot more. I think I might get like the complete edition with GTA 4 and all the DLCs when I get the chance to, so I have the whole set. But yeah, other than that, I've got pretty much every other GTA game, so yeah, I can't wait to give this one a go. Next up, we have Tenchu Stealth Assassins. It's actually Tenchu 1. And yeah, I've been a big fan of Tenchu. I love Tenchu Z on the 360. I've also got both the PS2 games, which are also quite good. But yeah, the only one I don't have is Tenchu 2 on the PS1. So yeah, I'll be sort of looking for that when I get the chance. But yeah, I look forward to playing this one. We've got a single PS3 game that is a doozy, and that is for one of my favourite developers, Level 5, and that is, I guess you probably know what this is by now, but yeah, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. Absolutely superb game. I've watched a couple of playthroughs of it, and the visually looks fantastic. Sort of the creators of games like Dark Cloud and Dark Chronicle, mixed with the visual stylings of Studio Ghibli. Big fan of those movies as well. I love Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, among others. And yeah, it looks to be a fantastic game. I've not had a chance to play it yet, but it's definitely one I want to try out as soon as I can. So yeah. Next up, we've got a single GameCube game, which I managed to get for about £3, and that is Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg from Sega. And from what I can tell, it's pretty underrated from the looks of it. And yeah, I've heard like good things about it, so yeah, I've sort of £3, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So yeah, not really a lot to say. Next up, I'm going to start with some 360 games. This first one was actually recommended to me from a good friend of mine, and he really enjoyed this one. So, and sort of like said to me, "Come on, you just give it a chance." I was like, "Okay," and it's funny. I went into the game and they had like the whole 2 for £10 deal. And I actually found the collector's edition of this, which was a bonus, and that is Stranglehold. This actually comes with a making of DVD. There's obviously the steel case edition as well. The instructions, the game, and the DVD. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. It's sort of similar to Max Payne in a way, which I really enjoy. So yeah, I'm hoping this one is decent. So yeah. And the other game I actually got for that 2 for £10 deal was a game I have played and absolutely adored it when it first came out. I stupidly got rid of it. I stupidly get rid of a lot of my games for some reason. And that game is Finite Round 3. Absolutely fantastic game. I played it a couple of days ago, and even to this day it still looks fantastic. Not quite as great as when it first came out, but still holds up really well. There's no online play for it anymore. Thank you very much, EA, you bastards. But luckily, I kind of bought this for the career mode anyway, and the career mode is absolutely fantastic. Like the whole fighting mechanics are absolutely superb. I just love how you can sort of counter punch and things like that. It's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, Finite Round 3, highly recommend it. Next up, we have Capcom Digital Collection, which comes with Final Fight Double Impact, Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, Puzzle Fighter 2's Turbo, 1942 Joint Strike, Bionic Commando 2, Rearmed, Wolf of the Battlefield, Commando 3, Rocketman Axis of Evil, so the writing was really small, and Flock. Now I mainly bought this for Final Fight Double Impact, Street Fighter HD Remix, and Puzzle Fighter. But yeah, it's a pretty damn good collection, and I got this for like just under 10 quid, which was nice. So yeah, look forward to playing all of those. Next up, we have a game that sort of fell under the radar, and not many people have sort of heard of it much from since, and that is Call of Duty 4. No, it's a really successful series. This is undoubtedly the best one, because ever since it's sort of, I don't know, I just think they're vastly overrated, to be honest. I mean, I played Modern Warfare 2, and even that was just like, it's okay, I guess. But yeah, this one's really good. The campaign just destroys all the others combined, and yeah, the multiplayer not as good as it used to be, but it's still alright, you know. But yeah, it's a great game though. Next up, we have another underrated game, and yeah, that's Halo 3. Yeah, I bought this. This was one of the first 360 games I bought, mainly because I bought my 360 in 2007. And yeah, this was like one of the games at the time, along with COD 4 later on in that year, that everyone was like hyping about. And at the time, I didn't really see the whole hype surrounding it. But I think going back to it now, I think although I feel that Halo Reach is a fantastic game as well, I think this one is a lot better than because like Halo ODST is nothing more than a DLC made into a full game, and don't even get me started on Halo 4. But yeah, this one still holds up really well, and yeah, it's one that I'm glad to sort of buy back. I've been doing a lot of that lately, buying back old games that I sort of regrettably sold. Finally, on the 360 collection, one I've been actually playing just recently, and that is Burnout Paradise, and this is the Ultimate Box collection, although it doesn't come with every single DLC, which is kind of a cop-out, but anyway, it comes with like additional cars and things like that, which is nice, and also bikes as well. But it's the full game, which is good enough for me. And yeah, absolutely fantastic game. I wish Criterion would bring it back and stop making Need for Speed games, because they're better than that, in my opinion. But yeah, this is one of my absolute favourite games of the generation. So certainly in terms of racing games, this is definitely in the top 2 or 3. So yeah. And finally, we've got some PS2 games. We'll start off with Wipeout Fusion, which I got for £2 in Oxfam, as you can see. But yeah, I remember playing the demo back in the day, and I really didn't like it that much at first, but I played it a bit again, and yeah, it's solid. It holds up really well. It's I kind of prefer F-Zero personally, but yeah, this is still a great series as well. Fantastic music as well, I must say. Next up is kind of an obscure game, but I like picking up obscure games, and I got this for around £6, and it's Under the Skin. Really odd sort of game. It's kind of like it's sort of like a more cartoony version of Destroy All Humans, only rather than just going around blowing stuff up, you sort of set traps and you wear disguises. So it's more like you sort of like earn like coins and points to get to like the next level and all that. But yeah, it seems pretty fun. There's also like a Resi inspired level involving like Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, and of course the Nemesis there. And yeah, it seems really fun. Next up we have Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter, which is pretty underrated from what I recall. I don't think it's I don't think it's Halo for the PS2, but for me that would be something like Black or Time Splitters 2. But from what I hear, it's pretty underrated. It's I believe the main character is voiced by Henry Rollins, who's a famous musician and actor. So yeah, it seems pretty good. It's kind of similar to like Red Faction, I guess. And next up, a game I've been wanting to get for quite some time, but I've never had the opportunity to get it, but I have now. And that is the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I believe this was made by the same people who made the prototype games, and it certainly shows from how it plays. It's very you just go out and just destroy as much shit as possible, and yeah, it's really really fun to play. It's not one of those sort of games where you can sit down for hours and keep playing it, but yeah, for short bursts, this is absolutely superb. Next up, we have another level 5 game, and one I've been wanting to buy for some time again. And I managed to get it for about 12 quid, which I thought was a pretty decent price, and that is Rogue Galaxy. It's got a very similar visual style to that of Dark Chronicle, which is okay with me, because Dark Chronicle is one of my favourite games of all time. It seems to be a lot more action-based in terms of the... I mean, it's like a real-time RPG, but there's sort of seems to be a lot more focus on action, which is fine, you know, because I've seen videos of it, and the combat looks pretty decent. So yeah, Rogue Galaxy. And finally, the sequel to a game that I do own already, and I've found it for a pretty good price. I think it was around £6 again, and that's Amplitude. Very very good music game from Harmonix, who went on to make the first couple of Guitar Heroes and the Rock Band series. So and yeah, it sort of works similar to that of Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Only use a controller to sort of move between certain sections of like instruments, like the vocals, guitar, drums, you know, keyboard, things like that. They also had like a sort of like DJ sort of freestyle section where you can just like mess around and just like scratch the song or something, and yeah, it's really good, like good variety of different artists as well, and yeah, really good. I kind of regret like selling this one first time. I think because it's quite a difficult game, and it gets to a point where you just like constantly having to move to different sections, and it can be a bit overwhelming at times. But it's still a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. And yeah, that's it for the May 2013 pickups video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you for the next video next month. And yeah, take care.